about what it was like early on. What about right now? Let's first talk about the positive side of it. How is your life right now? I mean, you have people on staff, they're doing the work. Obviously, you have challenges in your firm, which, I do want to get to and talk about. But how is your life right now compared to what it was back then?
I think it's pretty good. I mean, I have really leaned into, I swim a lot and competitive swimming and open water swimming. And I spend a lot of time on that aspect. And it helps me, focus and be more present in my job and think about decisions that need to be made. And, then I didn't have any hobbies and I didn't have any outlets at that point. So I'm grateful that I have an opportunity to do something that I love to do every single day, because I have the time to do that now. So I'm happy about that. But, it's stressful. When it's one, you're worried about your own mortgage. When you're, five people, you're worried about other people and your ability to, keep it all afloat. And there's a lot of different elements and pieces. And one of the most difficult pieces for me is other, people's personality types and, making culture and a fit and people feel like this is something they want to be a part of and grow with. I mean, that's a leadership principle, and I've never been in any leadership. They don't teach that in law school. So, just making sure that people are happy and they feel fulfilled in their jobs is a particularly difficult piece for me because I'm just kind of like put my head down and get it done kind of person, but everybody's not like that. And you have to, understand that there are other motivating factors that people have and address those. So I have to be more conscious of that. And, that's difficult for me. And, cases still keep me up at night. I'm still involved in, overseeing a lot of things, and delegating is always going to be difficult because it's not, as lawyers, I think, we have a specific way of doing things and we believe that way is right. And it's hard to see, um, delegation. Sometimes somebody could do it 90% of the way and get to the same result, and just accepting that it's not going to be 100% every time is, most of my challenges are mindset, as you can see, just shifting the mindset to understanding that this will be okay and this will work out, and just having some faith in
There's a lot of value in being able to just talk about your challenges. Like when you speak it out to somebody else, sometimes the answer becomes obvious, and you were like grappling with it for days, and then you just have a conversation with somebody, you explain the challenge, and you're like, wait a second, it sounds so stupid, right? Like the answer is obvious. So it's really important to have, a network, people that you can talk to, whether it's in a mastermind, whether you're in a coaching program or somewhere where you get to speak, about those challenges, because half the battle is just acknowledging them. And, and then it's just a matter to overcome them is actually easier than just, recognizing that you have that challenge. Looking at those challenges, I mean, you brought up delegation. I'll just say this. There's a great book called Radical Candor by Kim Scott. I don't know if you read it. If not, you should definitely pick it up and add it to your very, very soon to read reading list. She does a really awesome job of helping you communicate feedback to your staff. It is a major challenge for, especially for new leaders, to recognize and understand that criticism is actually really, really good for your team. And we're afraid to give it because we're afraid that they're going to be insulted, or they're going to, feel like we're picking on them, or we don't like their work. The problem is that what's the alternative? The alternative is accepting it the way it is, or taking it at that 90% mark, and then you take it over the finish line. If you keep doing that for somebody, guess what's going to happen after 6 months, 12 months, 18 months? You're going to despise that person. That person is just a pain in the neck. They're creating more work for you, and you're going to fire them. Or you're just going to have, tough encounters at the workplace where it all could have been avoided if you really liked them. You have all this resentment built up, and you're going to take it out on them. Whereas if you had critiqued their work and given them the opportunity to make it better, then that's uncomfortable for one or two times, but hopefully they take your critique, they make it better, and now they're getting it over the finish line. Now they're producing the work at the level that you want. But how do you communicate that? So it's an awesome book. She was like, I think the director of HR at Google or something like that. She definitely has the experience, and I recommend the book all the time for, leaders who are struggling with that, because it is probably one of the best things you can master as you're growing your staff, as you're bringing people onto your firm. To set the stage for success is not just to have the people in place, but to have them actually doing the work